Last time on Wanderlust.
Onward, and she'll lead the way down with, her flashlight lighting the way.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Why does she need our help? And Maul said that she was blooming. She was doing great.
And Estelle will start moving down.
When you start taking a step down, you hear that voice coming again, just going, help me, help me, help me, help me.
Is that Matthew?
That's Matthew's voice.
Matthew? And she starts moving faster down the stairs.
You come into a room. In the center of it, there is a basin on a pedestal filled with green liquid.
We've seen this before.
We haven't.
Or Autumn has.
You and I haven't.
Yeah. Estelle, I think we're maybe being baited here.
The figure in this grown cage turns to look at you. You see the forest phantom shuffle and turn. It starts sliding together and building a body from bone and muscle in front of you. Eat and become one of us, or die. I understand it is a large choice, and he plucks the mushroom and sets it on the edge of the basin. I can wait as long as you need. The forest phantom stands to her full height and collapses into leaves and is gone. And then he just starts laughing.
You know what? I take his mushroom and I dangle it over the bowl.
Grabbing a remote and pressing a button.
All right. And that nuclear looking green inside of it just starts spreading in an orb around it, and as it does, you can see everything that it's touching is just getting erased.
Give us the remote or we're all going down, and I'm dropping you stupid mushroom.
Oof. Man, I really don't know how to handle this. Fred and Autumn, you were both woken up by a loud rumbling and then a flash of green light coming from the direction of the ruins. And, Autumn, we can assume you've had that conversation you had at the end of last episode. We don't have to redo it. What are you both doing?
I'm heading over there with Teddy.
Fred, what about you?
Fred would try to find any of the rest of the group. Does Autumn leave before Fred can find her?
That's up to you, Cody. Autumn was just going to go straight over.
Yeah, I would say you're both heading in the same direction at some point. You know what I mean? So, Fred, as you're going, you see Matthew is kind of outside patrolling around and sees you and just kind of waves you over.
So, were you out here when whatever that is happened? What is that? What happened over there?
I was gonna ask you, are you telling me you don't know what happened over there?
I don't know what happened over there.
Alright. I'm gonna level with you. I hope it's something to do with all of you used to be Wild Watchers. I'm gonna level with you. That's my fingers are crossed. And he starts running with you out towards the ruins. Autumn, as you're going, Teti asks you, how critical is the structural integrity of that area of the ruins?
Is it above the area we repaired?
It is next to the area that we repaired.
Is there a hole going into the hole we repaired?
No.
Then I think we're fine?
All right, I will not waste the resources then.
We should double check to make sure there's no hole into the underground, and by underground I mean the horrifying area I told you about with the people who want to make us into flesh puppets.
I would not like to be a puppet. So as you start making your way up towards the ruins, the like green kind of glow starts to subside. And we are going to cut back over to Juliet, Estelle, Mitchell, and Guffy. Estelle, you just get woken up to Guffy licking your face.
Hey, boy. Down. Juliet? Mitchell?
Mitchell just goes, "Oh, we should have stayed in bed." And Juliet, you can kind of get awoken to Estelle's shouting.
Juliet, are you okay?
I'm taking stock of all my limbs at the moment. They hurt. Moral of the story, they hurt. But I can move them.
As you take stock, both of you realize you've taken one physical strain of exploded. You're like diagnostic running. Ah!
That's probably pretty fair.
How does that work if I only have a 3-box left currently?
Oh.
You take the 3.
I believe, yeah, you have to mark the...
So I have to take all 3?
Yeah, you have to take the 3-box of strain of that. We're gonna have to look up what that much strain means. You got the crap kicked out of you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did.
I think what happens is like after like a scene that all those boxes all reset. Like if we can rest it all.
Yes and no. I will take a look at that. There are some consequences of that, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, you said just the level 1.
Yes, you take 1 level, yes.
Okay.
It means Juliet should not get hurt more.
Jeez, Juliet, what have you been doing?
I got charged by the guy.
Oh, it was all him.
I think that happened twice.
Yeah, you were like making conversation and Juliet just started just rummaging through his stuff. She just starts kicking buckets.
I think Estelle holding on to like a bruised side kind of like gets up and limps over to Mitchell and Juliet to check on both of them. And I want to just like look back at where the blast was. What do I see?
So you see like a small hole that was like sort of like glowing green, but not much, you know,
was glowing green or is?
Yeah. So like imagine there is a large sphere eroded from the inside of the earth and the top of it exploded out. So there's still like a large hollow cavity under the earth that you're sort of near, and then like a big smoking hole in the center of it where it like finally exploded. But like it was just like sucking everything in around it. As you look out over it, you hear like footsteps and scrambling behind you, and you turn around to see Matthew, Autumn, and Fred all running towards you, and Tetty.
He's probably hopping though.
Hey, hang on! Don't get too close, because I think there's a lot of ground missing under the surface here.
Tetty stops, and you see his like face flash a bunch of different colors, and he like makes some weird clicking noises, and he goes, "Don't worry, the geographical collapse is imminent, and will begin now." And as he says "now," you like hear a rumbling and turn around, and just the ground starts just fall, and like parts of the ruin just fall in as like ground collapses out from that center area and stops like maybe 10 yards away from you. It's just like as just all of that earth above you smashes in, and he goes, "We did not ensure structural stability of this non-necessary area."
Okay, I realized that like a bunch of rock and like ground and ruin just fell in.
Yeah.
But like, if I could just have taken like a glance, was any of the like mausoleum stuff still there? Or like, did that disappear?
No, that was like fully erased from existence. Like that was drunken in by basically a collapsing black hole in the ground.
Okay, we don't even see... Okay, I guess what I'm asking is, was that a real place, or was that, like, created? And
I see what you're getting at. It's a little bit of column A and column B, but either way, it's gone.
Okay.
Does anyone know what happened?
Yeah, sort of, yes. There was... It's a very long story that I can tell you when we get back to town, but basically I connected up a device of some kind, and it started pulling things towards it and erasing them from existence. And it did that until I think it managed to erase enough that it disconnected itself. That is my hypothesis at this point.
So is something attacking us? Should we be worried about this happening again?
No, because I do not intend to make that mistake again.
Oh. Was this for fun?
No, actually, you asked if there's danger out there. The answer is yes, but I am very tired from talking, so I'm going to let Estelle tell you.
I was gonna say, I think there is the potential for the being that was here to be back, but hopefully not in the same capacity, where it's almost like he's luring us down into a trap, which is what happened. I don't know how I would describe this. It was like a big, goopy, gelatinous being that could take pieces of other creatures and like mold itself around them.
Very partial to skulls.
Yeah, so that was fun, who lured us down, and they had captured the forest phantom and were offering us the chance to link up with some, I guess, mushroom people. And obviously we didn't want to do that. So in our attempt to get away, that whole thing happened. But that thing's no longer here. That being is not here.
Is it dead, or is it just...
No, just not here. So
it retreated up the river.
Yeah, so like I said, still potential for that to come back. And yeah, very aggressive in wanting us to eat an evil mushroom.
All right.
Autumn, can you help me up? Julia's like still laying prone on the ground.
Autumn, like, a fireman hoists you up onto her
Ow!
back.
Yeah, it's been a night.
Is anything broken?
I don't know. Everything feels like a bruise.
Well, that means it's not broken.
I was gonna say, only all of your soft tissue, you know?
Right.
That's the only thing that's broken.
It feels like Lance blasted me, but like over my whole body.
That means you're actively dying. Last time... Does Estelle need to do surgery?
I don't know.
Estelle, do we need to do surgery on Juliet? I know it's hard to tell if she's
Can we
bruised
just get
because
back
she's
to
purple.
town?
I'd say let's get her back to town. We can take her back to, I know it's the vet office, but we can take you back there. I can take a look at,
everything.
yeah, everything, and, get you some ice, get you propped up, and, hopefully we still...
Just the idea that ice will help her severe wounds is hilarious to me.
Hopefully we still have some kind of antibiotics and painkillers.
As you all turn and start walking, there is a barometric change, almost like a storm is coming in. The leaves rustle around you, and you can smell rich earth and growing plants. And walking out of the gloom, you see the forest phantom pacing towards you. Although no longer contained in the cage, you can see that, like, parts of her body are blighted and, like, growing these, like, pale, spreading mushrooms, like, up one of her sides. Her gait is a little bit staggered as she has a limp and seemingly, like, half of her body is somewhat stiff. She approaches the group of you. Thank you for the timely rescue. I appreciate it a great deal.
You're welcome. I don't suppose you could have been any help, in assisting us against that thing?
In this case, no, I feel that I am looking for quite the opposite. I believe I need all of your assistance.
Doing what?
You met that thing that captured me, and
Yeah, can I ask how he did that?
I am weaker than I was. And although I have the ability to move at will through my domain, it is no longer fully mine. The wilds, as you see them, have been a balance for some time. That balance, in some way, created me. I watch the wilds. I see what comes into them and how they grow and change over time. And that growth and change brings me life. That is now threatened by something new, something that cannot be incorporated into the ecosystem as it stands now, a blight that will erase all of this. You saw an avatar of that blight, something intelligent enough to speak and give its goals words that you could understand, and something intelligent enough to figure out how to restrain me.
Is this the first time that's happened?
It is the first time I have ever risked extinction.
Would your extinction mean that the entire forest here would be extinct?
The trees that you see would be extinct. The animal life would die. The plants, every blade of grass, every spiky bramble, every bush, every bit of what this is would be gone. That includes me.
I need to ask an out-of-game question.
Mm-hmm.
Is her voice supposed to have changed too?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Okay. It's pretty drastic. So, she was like old lady voice.
Yeah, it's supposed to seem different.
Okay,
She's supposed to seem, like, weary.
Okay. So, are you asking us to... So, you're asking us to stop it?
Kill it. Kill it before it can spread. It is yet to reach the heart of this place, and if it does, it will have no boundaries. It will have no restriction to reach any place that grows wild, and it will all become that blight.
Like across, like, anywhere? Like how we got pulled in here?
The heart of the wild connects many places. If the blight reaches that, the blight will connect many places.
I realize that the answer to this is probably not positive for us. If we're able to defeat this blight, are you able to help us get back to our home on Novathea?
If you reach the heart of this place, I believe you could reach Novathea. I will not pretend that falling into the heart of the wild to reach another place is safe or consistent, but it is a path that you can navigate.
What happens if we just stay here, like our town stays here? Do we fall into somewhere else?
You become part of the wild, more and more every day. You survive, or you're killed. You adapt or are hunted. You survive, or you don't. The wilds are certainly a dangerous place, and I will make no pretense that they are built for your pleasure, but they will end if the blight erases them, is allowed to spread.
And so just new places keep showing up in this area then?
New changes, new adaptation, new growth, always. Including the blight. However, it is not incorporating, it is destroying, erasing.
So this is like unchecked blight?
Correct.
Is this place where we are now our final location, or is Smoky Banks going to move again?
I don't believe Smoky Banks will move again. You certainly can.
Right, through the heart. Do you know of anything that would push back the blight? Or is that for us to figure out?
I know of no way myself to stop it, or I certainly would have. I believe that all of you are intelligent, resourceful, and I believe that you can determine a way, and I want to be clear about the stakes. It is not for it to be pushed back or contained. Kill it. Eradicate it. It will only spread. It will only come back.
Where did it come from?
She kind of hesitates. Odd happenstance, unfortunately, exists. This particular fungus always existed in this place, contained to one outlying island. A happenstance of evolution allowed it to survive in salt water. It grew across the ocean floor where it was shallow and warm, where there was a great deal of decaying plant matter, and it reached our shores and spread unchecked, and will continue to spread unchecked until it is eradicated.
Can I do some sort of notice check to see if she's being completely truthful right now?
Yes, you can.
That's a 5.
That's really good. So she is being honest, but maybe not forthright with... What's the right way to put this? You can tell the truth, but still have an angle.
She's maybe holding back some information?
Or presenting it in a specific way.
Okay.
It's kind of me when I do board games. I'm like, this is a really good move for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
she's
it's
not false, but
right. It's
there's other repercussions that.
Let me maybe put it this way. It'd be like if Zach said, this is a really good move for you to do that benefits me a great deal.
Yes.
So, like, in this case, everything she's saying is accurate. This was a fungus that was confined to an island. Adaptation happened. It was able to grow across the seafloor, hit the island, and is now spreading like crazy. She is speaking truthfully from a very narrow perspective that does not wish the wilds to be eradicated by this thing.
Ecologically speaking, Juliet is worried that it will throw things out of balance the other way. You know, if you take out all the predators, then the prey population goes crazy and then they starve, that whole bad cycle. So if you take out the ability for things to decay, that's cancer, right?
Yes. This certainly isn't the ability for all things to decay. It is one very specific kind of decay.
Specific mushroom. Okay.
You do not get the sense that she is lying that this would unmake the wilds.
Okay.
That is, to her eyes, accurate.
We're removing humanity from the equation is what we're doing. That won't destroy nature entirely. It's just removing a player in it.
Mm.
And specifically a non-native player, from what she's saying.
No, kind of depends on how you define native, but yes.
I would consider this not native.
According to her, it was not brought here by any other ability than its own. Does that make sense?
I don't think it came from a Novathea. It was always here.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still an invasive species. Invasive doesn't mean humans brought it. Invasive means it's where it's not supposed to be.
Okay, yeah.
Coconuts are an invasive species of the Caribbean.
Mm. I'm trying to think if there's anything else she could possibly tell us. Anything we need to do to protect ourselves?
Don't eat a mushroom that it offers you is a main one.
Yeah, I got that one. Do we need masks? I was thinking masks to prevent breathing in the spores, maybe?
She looks down at herself and goes, I am a reflection of what this place is. I cannot stop the spread of it unless it is killed. For all of you, I am unaware of your biology, so don't eat it. That's all I know. I'm going to say a GM note outside of this. There's an answer to that question. She is a tree person and would not know.
Yeah, human anatomy, don't care. Yep.
Why can't you take out it if we weaken it?
I don't... She, like, looks down at her hands and goes, this is it. I don't control the trees. I don't cause them to grow. I can't move earth or call down thunder or fire. I have no more agency than this mushroom that is spreading because what the mushroom does is spread.
Okay, next question. How are you different from the mushroom?
She kind of like shakes her head and goes, how are you different than a tree? How is a blade of grass different than a badger?
No, like, I'm not trying to be like, how are you physiologically different?
I understand what you're asking.
But you're talking about this invasive thing that is going to destroy your way of life as you know it and completely eradicate it. Something like how a wild place came and teleported me into the wilderness and says, you live or die by your own means now.
I did not, by my will, drag Smoky Banks to this place. This place... I exist because this place does. This place brings things to it from the wild. It is the wild.
You could have warned us.
Sort of I did. Or tried to, but...
No. You were like, I like change. It's interesting. Yeah. That's not warning us. That's being weirdly cryptic in the forest.
Anyway, we'll investigate this.
I will say I understand your complaint. I have seen many civilizations like yours find their way here and all be killed. I expect to see death and chaos regularly in this place. That does not mean I wish for this place to be erased. I do not try to save a wounded rabbit that is being hunted by a wolf. I do not try to stop a tree from being struck by lightning. I do not attempt rivers to not flood and kill plants. That is not what I do. I observe, and I am a part of this place. And so are you now. And this blight will kill all of us.
Do you have any idea why any of these civilizations are pulled into this place? It's not your doing. What is it?
I think it is that the wilderness, the wild, calls to all of us. At times, we can try to run from it. People try to build walls to keep it out. They make rules to organize it. They cultivate or clear. They change their land. They can do any number of things to try to hide from the wild, but ultimately it is there, and it calls to certain things. Some things just get too close to it again, and then they find their way here.
Okay, well, I guess if not for you, we'll do it to keep our own safe and take care of this blight.
She smiles, and as she fades back away, begins sinking down into the ground, she says, I will accept allies instead of friends, and, rustles away into leaves.
I think we take Juliet back to the vet office.
Thanks.
Whatever was left
okay.
of it.
So, you take Juliet back to the vet office and start trying to, bandage and stabilize her, I don't know, this is sort of a funny question. Are you already blue? You're blue, right, Juliet?
I'm pale. I'm like lavender, pale lavender.
Purple.
Yeah. So I guess I was gonna say your whole body just looks like a bruise, but I'm like, you do already look like a bruise.
I mean, bruises are dark. She is not dark.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's
she just looks like she's blushing everywhere.
Yeah, you just got bruises everywhere. You're beat up. So really is Estelle, just a little bit less so because she didn't get repeatedly rammed by a bull man, Guffy's favoring a paw a little bit, you bandage him up.
No.
So as all of you are sitting there, Matthew's still there. And he's just like, so that was the forest phantom then, and there's mushrooms that are gonna kill everything.
Yeah, I guess that's the new thing now.
And if anyone eats them, we're in trouble too.
So, what do we do now, I guess?
Well, I guess if we're supposed to stop this blight of mushrooms, I guess that means we're going... I don't know a whole lot about mushrooms, Juliet. I think this is more your expertise, but I assume there's got to be they're all connected, so there's got to be some kind of, not hive, but like a main area where they might be, or I don't know. How do you kill a mushroom?
Well, on the map they showed. Oh, there's plenty of fungicidal ingredients that we have around. There's hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, baking soda,
Fred's sense of
copper,
humor.
lime, sulfur. So whatever we think we have the most of and is easiest to carry, it might be worthwhile to test it on the nearest cluster.
Oh yeah, since they've been evolving and such.
We should be careful not to blight the forest as well, kill the good fungus.
I mean, we'll be focusing on the obvious trail of mushrooms. I'm not just going to go spray any mushroom that we find that's by itself.
Yeah, but I'm worried that we're going to be leaving a bunch of poison through the wilds and blighting the environment in a different way.
I mean, eventually, maybe not me immediately, but somebody can mix a solution that has it, that's at an appropriate level for the rest of the plants that will still harm mushrooms.
It might also be pretty obvious once we start looking for it, if there's a literal trail of mushrooms that we can follow back towards wherever this is, that might be an easy way to say, oh, these are the mushrooms that we need to practice on or trial on.
So, it sounds like this thing is pretty expansive. Is there a heart or something that we can do? Because I don't know if we're going to be able to find every single mushroom.
That's fair.
Can you find every root of a tree?
Well, it's kind of what it sounds like, is that, if it's spreading, there must be and Estelle is going to pull out the journal, and I imagine we probably have a way to do the same candle trick, and she shows Autumn and Fred. This is why Juliet and I were out there in the first place. I discovered this tonight from Dr. Reese's journal here, and things are kind of lining up. This map is looking very similar to where we are, and it looks like there might actually be a location that we can head to that is for these mushrooms, mushroom people, whatever they are. So we could certainly start there and, go from there.
So, is it worth going through and fungiciding the whole forest as we go through anytime we see one of those mushrooms then?
I guess perhaps not.
Well, no, but we can say, I don't know if we were suggesting that so much as using them to just test on a few to see what is actually going to work.
Oh, okay. I thought Juliet was saying we go and spray every fungus we see that is
I thought we were just
type.
going to follow the trail backwards, but that does seem perhaps ambitious. I think the main concern is that there is she looks at the map, a stronghold of mycelial hunters. I don't know if that means more beings like the one that we ran into. He said he was a messenger. I kind of got the impression that he wasn't specifically
he wasn't specifically part of it so much as allied with them.
No?
Because maybe I was wrong. I didn't get the specific impression that he was connected it seemed to me like maybe he was working with them as part of like a deal.
Oh, I thought he had eaten the mushroom like he was offering to us, but maybe not.
I'll be honest, it's late and I don't remember, but
A lot's happened since then.
regardless, he's working with them, and I certainly hope there's not more than one of him, because I don't know how we would all handle that.
Right, that's a problem. The other problem I see is that the spore home listed on the map is an island. So we will have to cross ocean to get to the island. And I don't know how we can get rid of the mushrooms on the ocean floor so they don't just repopulate again.
Are you talking about the spore home and not the stronghold?
Right. There's the issue of the stronghold. That's its own thing. I think that's probably good to take out.
Well, here's the thing.
But then going back further, there's the island.
Which is probably where they were originally.
Yes.
The thing is, if we don't find a linchpin to this whole thing, like a heart or a central nervous system or a hive mind or what have you to this, I think we've already lost. Like, there is no way we can get rid of all of, like, if our goal is we have to get rid of 90% of the fungus, I don't think we can, because it can be anywhere in this forest.
I guess I worry, I hope that if we would take out the spore home, that would affect other things, but I don't know if it's able to repopulate itself from something like the mushrooms on the bottom of the sea. Are you saying that we should not worry about the mycelial hunters and just go for spore home?
Not necessarily. I'm saying that I don't think we need to worry about the ones on the sea floor.
You think they'll be taken care of if we just take out the spore home?
I'm saying it doesn't matter if taking out the spore home does not get rid of our problem, we're done. It's over. There are too many mushrooms from what it sounds like. Like that messenger guy can just walk in a direction and start over.
Okay, that makes sense. So
and I don't
do
think
we want to go straight to spore home or not?
Tactically, it makes sense to take out their military area. However, if he can do this to you, Juliet, in a 20-minute fight, I don't know if we can do anything to a whole group that are supposed to be the hunters.
That is my concern as well.
Cody, point of order based on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So you had mentioned that there's like gray that's supposed to indicate the spreading.
Yep.
Okay. It seems on the map, and like I said, I know this is crayon, so I may not be reading it correctly, but it looks like the spreading comes pretty strong along the river coming from the stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be interpreting that as the spread is coming from the stronghold? Because I'm also kind of seeing a little bit of gray around both the stronghold and the spore home.
The Forest Phantom's description was it came from an island and it grew across the seafloor.
Okay, so this like super dark gray on the river coming from the stronghold is not, it didn't necessarily mean to be dark gray. It's
meant to be dark gray. There's a lot of stuff there, but the origin was an island off the coast that then connected because the fungus was able to grow across the seafloor.
Okay, so it's spread from the island to the stronghold, but now the spread is very specifically right along the river, and it hasn't branched out from that, according to what we're looking at.
Not according to the map you have.
Other question. Do we fully trust the Forest Phantom?
No.
She seemed to be truthful, but I think her perspective is limited to what benefits her.
It's skewed.
Right.
Which I don't think that means we shouldn't take out the mushrooms. I think an overall blight and it's spreading to any worlds that is connected to the wilds at all would be pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it's as bad of a blight as she says. And I'm wondering how much she's worried about the death of the wilds versus the death of her.
I think those are kind of the same. I don't
know if they are, because she said a specific balance in the forest made her. So I don't know if she says everything will die, but is that evolution or is that everything literally dying?
I guess we'll have to find out based on the closer we get to either of these places.
I just don't know if, like, I think we should keep an open mind because maybe the fungus isn't as bad, but I also didn't get beaten up by one of them. So.
I mean, it depends. Are you the type of person that wants to get sucked into a hive? If you do, then I don't think this guy seems that bad. If you're not interested in that, then yeah, that doesn't sound very good. At least and I'm not even talking in terms of Forest Phantom here. I'm talking in terms of just us as individuals.
Right. Like, I haven't seen the other side of this, you know.
I don't know, Fred. How do you feel about being part of a collective?
Well, I mean, I kind of like the collective we have already.
That's how I felt. I still feel. No mushrooms for me.
Well, and whether or not this is specifically affecting the Forest Phantom, it sounds like, based on what the being that we spoke to said, they are trying very, very hard to continue spreading and would spread to Smoky Banks and take over every single person there.
We've already been through that once. I don't feel like doing it again.
Yes. So regardless, if we're helping her, I guess that's good for her, but it's the town for me at this point.
I'm all for protecting the town. I just want to be cautious with how we're aligning, because so far, for me, the mushrooms have given us more of a choice than the wilds have.
Oh, yeah.
The wilds just took us over and said we're part of it, so it feels weird to me to be like, yeah, we're allying with the Forest Phantom, who's being weird and cagey and acting like she did things to help us.
I totally agree. I don't even fully believe that she doesn't understand. She clearly understands what's going on enough to explain 80% of it to us. But being thrown in this Thunderdome with a bunch of other civilizations, not particularly thrilled about that. And whether or not she's the direct cause of that, she knows enough that, yeah, I agree. I'm not trying to specifically ally.
Yeah, I'm just, like, cautious, especially since she said, like, many, many civilizations have come here and they've all died, and she didn't, like, warn us more than, hey, the wilds is coming. Maybe. Change is interesting. So I guess, when do we want to head out? Is the next question.
No, the next question is, when can I take more painkillers, Estelle?
Don't worry, we'll put you in a nice ice bath.
She looks at, like, the clock. Probably about 4 hours from now, unless your pain's at a 10.
All right.
I will say I'm kind of eyeballing it because I don't usually treat people. So if you want to check with Noxilius, you can touch base with them. But for now, that is my suggestion. In terms of getting moving, I think Juliet should at least be able to
walk, think,
get back on her feet,
breathe
before we do that
without hurting.
Yeah. In the meantime, we can spend the next, I don't know, day, ? However much time we need to stock up, find all those supplies that Juliet was talking about for killing mushrooms. Fred, I am going to need to talk with you about getting something better than what I have for, fighting. Haven't exactly, I just have like a dagger. I haven't like sword or bow trained, so I don't know what would actually be useful. So we're going to talk about that. Anything else?
Can I stay with you overnight, Estelle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Or, I can hold on to Juliet for tonight so that you can get some sleep, Estelle, because you also got beat up.
I'm honestly not nearly as bad.
You're not nearly as bad, but you're also not as good as Fred or I, who were just sleeping. We're all a team. You can have her first thing in the morning.
Autumn, you have more physical stress than I do.
That, I don't remember what it's from.
Why is that? Gosh.
I think it's because Lance beat me up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I can also endure more physical stress than you, so we'll call it even. Go get some sleep. You take care of Mitchell and Guffey. I'll take care of Juliet, and I'll drop her off at your place in the morning. I'll make sure she doesn't have more painkills for 4 hours.
Estelle, like, puts together the, like, pill capsule bits, whatever, and then just writes, like, not like a script, but like 2 of these every X hours.
Yeah.
This time is the next time, and hands it off to Autumn.
Also, I'm going to have Teddy look over the ruins to make sure there's no holes anywhere where the artists can come up.
That's a good call.
So I'll probably be, like, managing some of that before we go.
Also, may not be a bad idea if, I don't know if we want to specifically fully cover up that hole, but, like, stabilize it?
I'll check with Teddy to see how many builder beetles we have, because I know that when we got teleported, he lost a good chunk, but they're on the rebound, I think.
Well, and like I said, we don't have to repair it, but if we can stabilize a little bit so no one's falling into a giant hole, that would probably be best.
Fully agree. At the very least, Matthew and I can put up caution tape.
I was about to suggest that. Matthew, you might want to set something up or have your guys set something up.
So are you guys that...
Yeah, splitting for the night.
Cool.
I put Juliet into a very cold ice bath.
She does her patented Joe Rogan cold plunge and suddenly feels like she's no longer aging, and it's doing something with vitality and hormones, I guess. I don't know. So, Autumn, as you're in the vet clinic, kind of by yourself with Juliet, like kind of in and out, just recovering, there is a knock on the door.
At like 4 a.m. or?
Oh, so we stayed at the vet clinic. I didn't go back to Autumn's place. Or I guess Willow's place.
Did you? I assumed you were like there, like hooked up to something and like being like, did you go back to Autumn's place? Because that does change this scene a little bit.
I assumed that like if we were all splitting up for the night, I just like wanted to go home with somebody and not go back to my place or Maul's place, in which Maul is not there.
Gotcha.
And if I need something, there's nobody. Autumn, did you imagine this differently?
No, I assumed we went back to Willow's place.
Okay.
Or Willow.
If all of you imagine it that way, that's what happened. So you walk in, you get whatever, you put Juliet in an ice bath, and you're like sitting at your table, and the door opens, and Willow walks in. She sees you and goes, "Oh, good. I was, where? What? Just all of it. What happened?"
Best I can tell, evil fungus monster thing. Well, not evil. Fungus creature. Have I told you about the forest phantom? Is that a conversation we've had?
Yes, let's go with yes for right now.
Something akin to her, but of mushrooms, came and trapped Juliet and Estelle and offered to make them mushroom people for freedom. They played around with the technology down there and blew a giant hole in the ground to escape. That's the short of it?
Okay, I'm not gonna get into the explosion just now. It's not happening again, right? Like this, we're not having...
As far as I understand, no.
Good enough for me for right now. Okay.
Juliet is kind of hopped up on pain meds right now. She was complaining, and then they kicked in about 15 minutes in our walk back.
Where is she now?
She's in our bathtub. It's full of ice.
You're singing.
Okay, just for the record, if you're going to have other women in my bathtub, just a heads up first would be good, you know?
To be fair, you walked in the door and said, "What happened?" This is your heads up, I thought?
Alright, we'll have to address bathtub guests in the future, but anyways...
I'm gonna say she is fully clothed.
Somehow actually weirder, but... That just seems...
Why would that be? Why would you do...
Is she gonna drown? Okay, wait, Kaylin, I'm confused. Would you prefer to be dunked in the bathtub fully... Who's doing the weird thing right now, me or Zach?
I think it's weird to be in the bath with your clothes on, right?
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
I mean, I don't think Autumn stripped her, and I don't think Juliet was going to be like, this is painful to pull my clothes off.
That's what trauma scissors are for, you know? I like this version of, like, because Estelle wasn't the one that took her in, you're just like, she's like, put her in a bathtub, and you're just like, plump. That's fine, she'll be good.
You just, like, dug her in.
I imagine, like, I put something so she can't, like, like, drown herself.
She's in there with just, like a unicorn floaty that you'd see in, like, a pool, you know? Just like, I'm having a good time! Anyways,
I put sunglasses over her to Weekend at Bernie's her.
She's still alive in your Weekend at Bernie's. Okay. Alright, so I didn't exactly come here to ask you what happened with the explosion in the green light, although I was curious. Okay, so you wanted me to be more candid with you when things were going on. So, I'm going to do that, but I also want you to not do something that will then be bad for Smoky Banks. Okay?
I will do my best. I'm working on impulse control.
So I got a call from Lance.
Yeah, we should probably tell him about the mushrooms.
I think he knows. So
I told him, actually, when we talked to him before.
Well, I don't think we told him about, mushroom people. We told him about weird
sure, but, like, it's on his radar that there's mushrooms encroaching, and they're weird.
I like the idea that the voice of drugged up Juliet is just Caitlin's normal voice.
So, look, I don't know how much Lance has and hasn't told you, and honestly, at this point, I don't exactly know how much I am and am not supposed to tell you, but...
Yeah, I understand you wanting to respect his privacy. I get that, and I understand what you did. I am worried about Smoky Banks, so the more information you tell me about mushrooms, probably the better right now.
Yeah, so apparently it's having an impact on his people, and he's working on that. And as much as I don't think he wants visitors from here, because he's nervous about us in varying degrees, I am worried that might be disastrous for him.
So we need to go help him? Is that what you're asking me to do? Or
I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying that if we had mushroom people show up here and start making suggestions of them becoming present, I guess, or like being here, like I think it's already happening to Lance's people.
Just so we're clear, what is the thing I'm not supposed to be doing? Because you said you didn't want me to make it worse.
I don't know. I mean, don't, like, burn down his settlement to try to stop the spread of mushrooms, or, like...
I will have you know, I was the person today that was arguing that we shouldn't just fungicide the entire forest.
Well, now, if you have a fungicide that could get rid of all of these mushrooms, you should definitely do that. Do you have a fungicide that could get rid of all of these mushrooms and you're not doing it?
The woman in the bathtub will hopefully come up with that when she sobers up.
If you guys should definitely come up with a fungicide that kills everything. Apparently, for one thing, it's not great for what small amount of crops they do have. And for another thing, it is apparently something that in some ways can be transmitted to people at times. So
yeah, it can. You can eat a mushroom and then you turn into a mushroom person.
Don't eat the mushrooms. And don't eat the mushrooms, right? We're not going to eat the mushrooms.
I wasn't going to.
Okay, well you seem to be friendly with mushrooms. Don't be. No, we're killing the mushrooms for sure.
No, I was saying maybe we shouldn't blight the entire forest immediately to stop the blight. It seems counterintuitive.
I don't know, maybe you could make some kind of selective fungicide or whatever.
Sodium bicarbonate doesn't hurt the plants. It's fine.
She's been saying that for an hour.
Don't go in the pantry, Juliet. Just stay out of the pantry.
She's still in the bathtub floating with the unicorn.
Did you put baking soda in her bathtub?
Did I put baking soda? Would that help?
No.
Sodium bicarbonate is baking soda.
Okay.
It is a fungicide.
I didn't? Would that help bruises? Honestly, like, for me, I've never bruised my entire body. Well, I did die once. Julia, you're doing great. You've died once? This is nothing.
Why does it feel like something? Feels like something. Feels like something happened. Maybe something good. I feel good. Do you feel good?
We need to make ground rules about bathtub guests. After this conversation, ground rules about bathtub guests.
Does it make it better if it's an ice bath? It's like 50% ice, at least.
She's gonna get hypothermia, and Willow runs off. We are gonna cut over to the next morning. Estelle, you go over to Fred's.
Yeah, so let's see. Estelle, what did I say? I think I said I have like a knife that's like, what would this be? I don't
10
know.
inches?
Yeah, something like that. So, she goes in and she does like, I don't know if Fred's like there at the front of the shop or if he's in the back. If he's in the back, she's browsing and does like the knock knock thing while waiting for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's around.
All right.
Comes and greets you. Oh, no, hey there, Estelle. Do you have any thoughts about what you want to make?
No clue. I'm not really, not like a fighting type of person, but, after last night, think I might need something a little bit more than this. And she like pats the knife that's strapped to her leg. So, I don't know. I feel like you're probably the expert when it comes to like types of weapons. What's something that'll hit harder than this?
Well, I gotta ask you a question. It's an important question anytime you're looking to get a new weapon.
Okay.
Are you trying to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Feel like it depends on the moment, but I think we might be trying to stop some mushroom people. So I will say deal damage, maybe?
Okay. Do you want something where you want to get in close? Like, I know you have your dagger, but you're looking for something similar? Or you're looking for something different? Maybe something with a reach?
Probably something more with the reach. I think this will do just fine. I think my knife will do just fine if something comes in close. But I don't like have a good aim to like throw my knife. And the thing that attacked Juliet and I last night, it would have been nice to have something a little bit like heftier.
Okay. Can't go wrong with a sword, right?
I guess it's just like a larger knife, so sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to hit, I mean, that'd be for if you're looking to cut stuff, obviously. I mean, you could always go with a hammer, like a almost like a wall hammer type thing. I mean, there's also like a spear if you just want to be poking at stuff.
You know, as silly as I feel like it sounds silly for me to say it, but I guess I'll try a sword and see if that actually, I'm somewhere between the sword or just like a spear.
Well, here, try these out. And he has like some just super basic weapons just around the shop. Just try these out and see how they feel. See if they fit you.
Yeah, so Estelle will try a couple. I honestly, I don't actually know what would be what makes more sense for her. Because she does CrossFit. So.
I have a question for you. Do you want like a ranged weapon or like a melee weapon?
I don't think she would do ranged. She's not I don't think she has that kind of a skill, you know? I think typically she's much better at like the in close stuff, which is why the knife has worked for her so well so far. But in terms of having like a better weapon for both potentially doing damage, but I think protection and having the reach without having to like aim is kind of like.
I think an axe could be pretty good for her.
I was somewhere between like spear and axe, honestly.
Do you know what you should do?
What?
Is Google, what is it called?
I looked up.
You can get a halberd because that's like both.
I looked up what's the most effective melee weapon for an untrained person, and spear was like the top one.
You should look up pole arms and just pick a pole arm.
Pole arm?
Spears are the weapon of the untrained.
That is true.
Not that you can't get trained with it, but like that's what like it's really easy to make a spear, and it gives you a lot of range.
Or medieval pole arms.
Yeah, I think after like trying out a couple things, and I'll figure out what the very specific one is off recording. But I think she'll end up doing a version of like a pole arm.
Okay.
So it's got like more knife. It's got like a curved bit and a straight bit, right? Instead of.
It's like a spear, but you can have different types of sharp ends.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Do you want any, like, custom features on this?
Fred, I'm gonna be honest here. I know nothing about weapons. Do you have any recommendations for something on this thing? Customize it? Or is just a plain one gonna be good?
Let me put it this way, Fred. When you roll to craft this, you can, depending on how good your roll is, you can add features, you know?
Okay. Well, we can definitely use some of this metal, especially for like the I don't see. This is where I don't know the correct terms.
The metal part of it,
The shiny bit.
Right. Well, we can definitely use this metal for the like parts that will need to be strong and strong, but not too brittle, because this stuff is pretty light, but also really strong. I could also throw in a little bit of the glowing metal. Just it's always useful in a pinch if you ever need to have a light.
Sure.
Would making it like collapsible be useful?
Ooh.
I hesitate to do that because then I'm just basically duplicating what I made for Autumn.
Oh, was hers collapsible?
I think it was, wasn't it?
No, you biffed the roll for me.
Oh, did I?
You got like a +1 on the roll.
It was like the most basic
I don't
spear.
remember.
Yeah, no, like everyone got really cool stuff, and I got the most basic weapon, so I just have a spear.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah, then you got a pointed stick, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to make something cool for Autumn, she would appreciate it. But, you know, it also does feel rude for Mandy to have a weapon crafting scene and for me to be like, can I have a better weapon too?
You have to roll, right, Fred?
Yeah, all you D&D nerds to be more on your game. I'm sitting here going like, oh man, so many things you can do.
See, this is where I just don't know what you could do. I just don't have an idea of what we could do with it.
Well, why don't you roll your roll and then we'll see how good it is, and then we can all brainstorm some fun ideas.
I have a fun idea. So I'll send it in the chat, but basically, so my idea here is it's like a trident, but the middle section is longer. And it would be, because my thought is if I wanted to like hook something, right? Like, I don't know. I like animals and stuff. Hooking something sounds better than killing it. So it'd be.
How does, sorry, real quick, how does using your fate points to re-roll work?
You spend a fate point, and I think you can re-roll 2 dice. Is that how that works?
I think you re-roll the whole thing.
Oh, you re-roll the whole thing?
That's how we've been doing it. That's how I've been doing it. But it'd be pretty cool if those sides could like hook more, you know? Just bend.
Did you do worse?
Sorry. No. First roll was 2 minuses, so I'd been a +3. Second roll, 4 pluses for a +9.
Oh, jeez.
A swing of 6.
Jeez.
Woo!
Yeah, that was worth the fate point.
It's real cool.
The divine pole axe comes down from above.
So, alright, I will say you can do 3 things and this is a beautiful spear. So you get to make 3 modifications beyond it is a pointed stick.
Sadness. Single tear.
Don't worry, I got you.
I think Mandy said she wanted the hook.
I really like the idea of it being able to like, just a little like, not a lever, but like what's...
A button?
I guess a button.
A toggle?
Like a trigger.
A toggle, trigger, something something that just makes like the sides of it just like close in more so it actually like hooks in instead of
well, that's kind of interesting.
Stabs.
So I will say in terms of like pole arms of the ages, it is actually super common for them to be very multi-purpose. So like you would have multiple things on the end of your stick.
Yeah.
So like having a spear and like something that you could use to like hook something's neck for you would make a lot of sense. And then, you know, it could be like a mechanical thing, you know, like you guys worked with those frogs that had like worked on more mechanisms and stuff and had like fine working gears. So you could have one where like the middle trident bit flips out or retracts and can shoot forward. So if you retract it, then it's like you could use that to pin around something's neck.
Yeah, I think that's more of what it is.
And then if you want it to be lethal, then you can like use the actual spear bit of it and then stab with it.
I like that.
So that's one modification.
Would you like it to be really lightweight, Mandy?
Lightweight's probably really good.
Let me think about mechanically what that could do, because I like that idea of it being very...
It could basically just not count in my pack.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. I'll take that as basically being countless.
Yeah, I don't have, because like I imagine something like that would be a decently heavy thing. So
I have like two other ideas, but I don't want to monopolize. But if no one else has one, I have a couple thoughts.
The only other one that was kind of interesting to me was collapsible, but I'm open to other ideas.
May I make a suggestion? You know,
Yes.
It's up to you. Having the head be in some way detachable and retractable would be pretty cool.
Isn't that what she already has with the... I guess she doesn't have it for all three prongs, but doesn't she have it for one of them, you said? Like,
No. I mean, like, the head is on a chain, and you could, like, detach it while swinging it.
I don't like that. That's too complicated for me. I appreciate that thought. Too much.
it gives me, like, the, flail axe vibes. Have you seen those?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, I don't think Estelle is that kind of a fighter. Like, this gotta be simple.
I don't think anyone's really that kind of fighter. Flail axes are not a good idea.
Only edgelords.
Flails were. I mean, people used flails. Flail axes are stupid, but flails aren't.
Right, no, flails aren't. Flail axes are. You don't put a blade at the end of a flail. You put spiky orb at the end of flail.
What's your other one, Cody?
Oh, it was variations. I thought, let me tell you what, I thought you were going to get real hot for the head is on a chain and you could swing it around.
No.
The applications! You could use it as a hook shot.
Again, simple. I think in keeping with the simplicity, I'll do collapsible. So it's collapsible. I don't have to count it. So I can like put it in the pack. It's lightweight, so I don't have to count it as part of the weight. And I have a way for it to be a hook, like to go around like someone's like neck or a neck instead of
just being stabbed.
Just being lethal.
It can be non-lethal, yeah.
Cool. Well, I like this. You guys have to name it though. I love this thing where it's like we're right at the end of the episode. Make you guys brainstorm, like, cool, now come up with a name. It's similar to, like, the glowy grabby, you know?
The stabby.
I just call it the trident. Like, look, when I said simple.
Barbarian
the Triforce.
Barbarian Shadow Steel Harpoon.
Zach's off the podcast.
Okay, now Caitlin come up with a better name.
I went to fantasy name generator, and I put... There's a spear and halberd name generator, and that is on the first page of ones they gave me.
I said the Triforce. I don't know what else you want from me.
Ocarina of Time. That's actually better.
we can call it the Trident. That's okay. I just like being difficult. Okay, well, so before we end for tonight, is there anything else? Any other errands people want to run?
Yes. So following that resounding success, Fred wants to try to reattempt his weapon that Autumn had requested forever ago. Now that
That's actually appropriate because Autumn did discard that weapon.
Did I?
Yes.
Also that, yeah. He knows that Autumn got rid of it, and it wasn't his best work anyway, and having just made this awesome spear for Estelle, he's like, I'm gonna try that one again.
I'm so excited for this to be like a -1. I'm like crossing.
It's gonna be a -1. I know it is, because Mandy got a 9, and I'm gonna be sad again.
I mean, it can't, but
somehow.
Hey, Cody. So is the spear still awkwardly out in, 20 feet in front of Willow's door?
It was, but you guys were by the beach.
She lives on the beach.
I don't know if that necessarily means it's by her door, but yes, I would say that it is still there.
That was my question.
It felt symbolic. Yeah, it's still there.
Just gotta avoid that in your romantic walks.
okay. I did spend another stinking fate point because I can't roll well on the first roll at all. But it is a 5.
Okay, so how about this? Next time, you guys can go through basically the same process of making a weapon that has 2 cool modifiers to it.
Now, did you update my fate points at all?
No, I have not. No.
Good, I'm down to 1 already. I'm sure that won't hurt at all.
If you're not spending fate points on stupid rolls, are you really playing the game? You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I think that is where we'll end for this time, and next time we will start up with Autumn getting her new weapon. Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.